Is it reasonable or is it shady to be extremely sick and still spend time with the group?
Reasonable.
That's reasonable?
Yes.
And we're happy you did.
Yes. Oh, thank you.
So how could it even be shady?
Well, you know, maybe if somebody felt like she wasn't talking and she was changing the mood, I didn't feel that way. But, you know, it could be perceived as like, oh, well, you're sick, just get better.
Whatever. I rally.
Okay, moving on. Is it reasonable, ladies, or is it shady to take the credit of other franchises' success, especially when your show was canceled?
Ooh, it's shady.
I know it's for me, and I think that's shady. First of all, I was not taking any credit. What I was trying to say was that Miami was there before Potomac, Salt Lake City. Even though we weren't on TV for 8 years, we made history. Like, we did a comeback after 8 years. Like, what are the chances of another franchise coming after 8 years? Our show back then had a lot of diversity. We were speaking Spanish. We had a transgender that participated. We had a drag queen. We had all these different things that a lot of shows weren't bringing.
I will admit the word paved just kind of struck a chord.
I don't think I used paved, though, because like, that's not in my vocabulary. Maybe she interjected and said that because that's more her word than mine. But I still stand by what I said. There's never been a franchise in the history of Bravo that has done a comeback after 8 years. As a matter of fact, I see it as even more significant.
Okay, all right, I'm glad we hashed that out.
So that's reasonable for me.
All right, so is it reasonable, ladies, or is it shady to call someone a bully when they are not being one?
Shady?
I think that'd be shady.
That's reasonable.
Shady.
It's reasonable, and I'll tell you why. You all were being bullied.
Who's you all?
Shady 1 and Shady 2. And you wearing the color. See? The way that you chose to address Leah.
I mean, now that I know everybody hates me, I'll just let it here.
Oh, the victim! Are you the victim again? Really? That is so clever, Leah. You called for an audience. So if you call for an audience, you can't then turn it.
You were bullied. Shady. And hit dog collar. So you were out collar on because you're hollering because you were being bullied. Period. You were bullied.
Don't call us bullied, Candiace. We were not bullying her.
You were a bully. So you were out collar on. I was bullied because you were being bullied.
If I make up my own statement, that's not bullying Leah. That's my statement.
Why are you so triggered by that word?
Because it's nasty. It's awful. If Candiace wasn't just trying to argue with me or trying to argue with Gizelle, she would not be taking up for Leah right now.
You were being shady bullies, and I'm not a bully. In the story.
Shady, shady, shady.
So we're moving on to the next one. So is it reasonable or is it shady to show your entire ass cheek when it's twice the size as everybody else's?
Reasonable, because I got the biggest ass after you coming at my cheek.
It's shady. It makes me feel like mine's small.
You shouldn't. It does not reflect on you.
Is it reasonable or shady to give a book title that you don't believe in?
Well, yeah,
I don't. I'm not saying that anyone did that. I'm just saying.
I'm not saying anybody did it either.
Yeah.
If you don't believe in it, it's shady. But I think you do believe in your book title.
Read the book. Read the book. Read the book. Find out.
But yesterday was crazy. It was a lot. I actually want to give Heather the platform and ask her, like, where you are at in your journey of leaving the Mormon church, because it's been inconsistent.
It's such a non-issue, but
It is an issue. It sounds like a piece of paper to all
is a
of
piece
you,
of paper. We
but
talk to
what
any
Heather
Mormon.
and I are walking away of is our entire heritage.
Well, it's just like a divorce. Sometimes you haven't signed the paper, but you walked away from your marriage a long time ago. Thank you very much, Heather. I totally get you.
Can I finish? Let me finish, please.
We
Let me
need to move on now. 4 days of listening to these girls scream about church. Either go or don't. I don't even know what the list is anymore. I'm so tired of it.
Who wants to talk about the same thing over and over? Okay, both of you guys are bad Mormons. All right.
You are on a path, I'm on a different path for the same end goal. I want you to get there. I support you in that. And I want to be able to stand by you and celebrate the moment when you decide to sign that paper and feel what it feels like to say, no more, I am done. I am free.
Okay, we're moving on. We're moving on. Okay, this is the last question. So is it reasonable or is it shady to play reasonably shady?
Oh, it is reasonable.
So reasonable. It's a little bowl. Y'all made it through. Give yourselves a hand of applause.
Now can we eat the cake?
Now you can please.
I want to get the baby out. You got to eat it, too.
Yes, don't just cut it up.
Wait, what's the good luck if you get the baby?
Prosperity and peace for the year.
I'm literally dissecting this thing looking for the damn baby.
I don't think it counts if you look for it like that.
I don't think there's a baby in there.
There's no baby.
There's no baby. That's not a real king cake.
Kind of sucks there's no baby in the cake. What are you gonna do? I'm gonna still be happy. I'm not gonna let that ruin my mood. A cake sounds like my uterus. There's never gonna be a baby in there.
Ladies, let's second line our asses all the way home, honey. Yeah. Woo, woo.
Where is our van?
Come on, little shady Whitney.
I'm not shady. I'm telling the truth.
So glad I took a pee-pee beforehand because
Not a pee-pee, I love a pee-pee.
a tinkle. 40 minutes without a tinkle is not bueno.
It's 40 minutes just like for the love. We can give each other that grace. We're family. Just sit and no talking about bull. My God. I'm not diminishing it. I just think right now
You just want to be
we can
quiet.
table it. No.
Every single time we go somewhere, Whitney and Heather talk and do this, and then they get right back in the same place and sit next to each other. How the hell that work?
I mean, can you not yawn like sex too? We already heard the massage sounds. What happened?
I
I don't work like that.
I don't either.
When I tell you, if you hit a nerve
This is
in
so
me,
weird.
I
Okay,
cannot
it
even
is
be
very
like
weird.
very.
No. Listen. It wouldn't be me. One of y'all would be moving to the other bus.